Hey there and welcome to the Art Lab. My name is Andy and today we're going to take a look at making some round artboards. Now these can be used for artwork such as resin pouring, you can use it for acrylic pouring or any other art medium that you want to create by painting onto wood. Using this method I create artboards like this for my own resin artwork. The wood that I use is MDF and it's a pretty simple process, but let's just take you through that step by step so you can create your own artboards today. So today I'm going to use my trusty Bosch router to be able to cut this out. So with my Bosch I've got this attachment here and that allows me to have this pivot point. This is where it will stick into the middle of what becomes our round circle, and this attaches to the router. So that goes into the router like so. The pivot point here is the center of our circle, and then the cutting piece of the router is what's going to go into the board and make the outside of the circle. So the first thing we want to do is work out how big a circle we want. And to work out those measurements we need to jump into some old school maths. I'm not sure about you, but for me school was a long time ago. So the two measurements that we want to know about for our circle is the diameter and the radius. So the diameter is the width of the circle, and what I'm looking for is a circle which is 500 millimeters. For my American friends, that's about 20 inches. So back to that old school maths again. Our radius is the next measurement that we want, and that's radius squared equals your diameter, so it's half of the diameter. And in this case, we're looking for 250 millimeters, or roughly about 10 inches. For my router I use a 1/4 inch straight bit to make my cuts for the circles, but alternatively you can also get a spiral bit which works just as well. Now that we know our measurements, we're going to find the center of the board. We've got to make sure that the diameter of the circle can fit inside the board, and on this board here that I'm using I can actually fit 2 cutouts. You need to drill that center hole, and this is where the pivot point of the router is going to go into. And of course before we start anything we just got to make sure that that plunge is reset back to neutral. So one of the key things to cutting our circle is to not cut all the way through on the first pass. So we want to go down through to about halfway and do that right around the whole circle. And with the magic of video editing I'm going to speed this up a little bit so you don't have to wait. So for that second time around the circle you can plunge that router all the way down and slowly go around and make your cut. Of course be careful when you're making that final cut and you've got that loose board so it doesn't fly around and cause any damage. Once you have your round artboard created, it's then a matter of smoothing it out, and I use this round over bit to take off the sharp edge on the top of my art piece, as well as give it a little bit of a sand with my orbital sander ready for my art. You can also get a little bit creative as well, and it doesn't have to be perfectly round. So this one I'm prepping for a new artwork coming up, and as you can see it's not just perfectly round, it has a few more additions to it. So I hope this video was helpful for you. Before we wrap up, I've got a small ask. I'd love for you to become a subscriber of mine, and don't forget to smash that thumbs up because that just tells me that this video is being watched. So thanks for joining me in the Art Lab today. Until next time, get busy creating. See you later.